How about that cigar? We are back again live at TPE 2023 with our friend Luciano Morales. Brother,
My
wonderful to see
brother,
you again.
nice to see you too. Always.
So it has been busy, busy, busy at this trade show. We're at the
Yes.
last day. Things have been hopping at this booth.
Yep.
Thank you again for a fun event last night.
Thank you.
Talk to us about the vibe and the feeling that you're getting from this trade show this year.
It's amazing. It's like overwhelming and not being able to. The only downside is not being able to stop and kind of hang out with friends.
Yeah.
And I know there was people here of the industry that they were super close friends. I couldn't go there. They
Right.
couldn't come here. So this, as you see, this booth has been like crazy
Yeah.
busy the last 2 days and today, this morning as well. So yeah, this is amazing hype. This is, I believe that it's like I'm using this word a lot, but it's a coronation for us from all the hard work that our team has been put into the making of the cigars.
Yeah.
Everybody that's in this team that's here, sales guys, people in Nicaragua, everybody cheering up for celebrating,
Yeah.
the debut of Luciano Cigars as a distributor. So it's been a blessing, brother. A blessing. We're very excited. The vibe is
Yeah.
good.
Well, I want to definitely talk about the team aspect. But before we get to that, I want to talk about the stuff we have sitting in front of us here, the
Yeah.
stuff that you're featuring at this year's trade show. So walk us through what we have.
Absolutely. We have two main lines being launched at the show. One, it's called the ATL Wise Blood.
Yeah.
The ATL Wise Blood is a very, very interesting blend. Uh, and what is very interesting is that Wise Blood and also the other cigar for an affair, they
Yeah.
both use a double binder.
Okay.
So it's something that I've been using more and more. Another interesting characteristic of the cigar is that the prime of the wrapper is very, very thick. So we're using a high prime uh, Ecuadorian wrapper called HVA, the Havana Volta
Yeah.
Abajo. And it has this beautiful Colorado color, and it has a little, it's a little up in strength as well if you compare to other Vertos that are grown in Ecuador, such as Rojo 98 or Habano 2012. This is a little stronger, a little sweeter. So we're playing a lot with the wrappers in the taste profile in this case,
Yeah.
and the double binders, of course.
Okay.
So we have a binder. Both binders in this case are actually Connecticut binder. We have Connecticut
Okay.
sun-grown binder from Ecuador,
Okay.
and the fillers are Nicaragua. So
Yeah.
it's a quite an interesting blend. I think it's different than anything else that ATL had in their portfolio, which I think will stand out because of that. People are not expecting that taste profile. That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And we have here the Foreign Affair, man. The Foreign Affair Sumatra wrapper, this beautiful Sumatra, what we call intermedio. It's a shade that's between the oscuro and the light Sumatra.
Okay.
So the texture, the look, the flavor, the background of salinity that kind of makes everything else pops up.
Yeah.
That's why you get a lot of this cigar. Very cidery. Uh, it's very balanced in acidity, and both of them have one thing in common. They meet almost like a huge range of palate. Like people who leans more towards like bold smokes, they get intrigued. So man,
Okay.
I'm getting strength, I'm getting boldness, but there's no
Yeah.
sharpness, there's nothing aggressive on it. And people who like mild cigars, for both brands, they will smoke and say, "Oh, this is actually different. I can feel more flavor, I can feel more taste, and it's pleasant."
Yeah.
So that was the idea. And of course, as you know, everything that we do needs to have a meaning. There's a story that we tell.
That was what I loved learning about. So tell us a little bit about that story, the behind the name Foreign Affair.
So foreign affair is what we call like an ode to the globalization of our industry.
Yeah.
But most importantly, it's a cigar that kind of celebrates or highlights the willingness for different people from different culture, from different countries, from different backgrounds, from different political spectrums,
Yeah.
to sit down together and have a cigar.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, this cigar brings people together." It's not the cigar; it's in here.
Yeah.
So it's that willingness to come and walk an extra mile to listen, and the cigar is that celebration
Yeah.
of that encounter. So for an affair, it's basically a cigar that tells that story.
Okay.
It tells the story because there are people that are completely different involved in the making of the cigar.
Yeah.
We heard about last night. We have Frank Post, we have Mike, myself, and we are approaching actually a different strategy when it comes to marketing as well.
Yeah. Well, and like we talked about earlier, you really last night you really talked a lot about your team, and I was really not, I don't want to use the word surprised, but I don't know, maybe excited is the word, but you in a short time you have really built a large team, which I think maybe a lot of people didn't expect, that it would be, but you've got a large team that seem to be energetic, enthusiastic people. So talk to us about how you've kind of built this team over the last few months, and how this team is going to drive the company, and the brand for the rest of the year.
I think there's this. My short answer is because I know your faith background. My short answer is God.
Yeah,
God created these opportunities, these encounters, relationships throughout life, and then you find the momentum, and these amazing encounters. I got this guy here that's looking at us here. It was one of the most cool encounters of my life.
yeah,
And I told you guys a little bit of the story yesterday. I don't want to make this too long. Yeah, please come over, bro.
yeah,
Stay right
absolutely.
here. So I met this guy about 3 years ago. Oh, you holding for
Yeah, I'll
him?
just hold it.
Okay, all right. So it's a crazy story, and I told you this, so I don't know if you want me to tell. It's gonna take a little long, but like, is that good?
Absolutely.
So I'll make it short. I received a phone call from him and from Peter
Yeah.
about coming to Nicaragua and working with us, at our factory. So we scheduled that, and they come. However, there's a background story, which was a very close friend of mine, asked me to receive some people that are coming in the study to make a cigar, and I naturally thought that this was Leroy and this was Peter. As we drive to Esteli, I came to pick them up, and I got a phone call now from the guy who was supposed to come and visit our factory. And then I said, "Can I call you later?" And I look at this guy and say, "Who the fuck are you?" So that's basically how we first met. And what was cool is that very same trip, a very special bond and relationship was forged.
Yeah.
A life relationship was forged. And I don't know if you want to say a little bit about that encounter and what we're doing.
It was amazing. It was pouring down raining. We were in Lucy's truck. I was in the back. Peter was in front. We were just talking, and over this drive, we talked about everything from our backgrounds to business to faith to life to family. And in 2 hours, we just went this deep in the relationship, and I just knew it was something substantial that transcended cigars, transcended business. It was a very personal, deep connection that was made. And I was like, even if we don't do anything cigar wise, even if nothing comes of this, I definitely want this man in our life. I want him in my life. It was a fantastic time. Yeah.
And Leroy, tell us a little bit about your role, if you will, and how you contribute your talents to what Luciano Cigars has going on.
Yeah, so my role is I'm the president and co-founder of ATL Cigar.
Okay.
So we're one of the brands that is under the family of brands of Luciano.
Okay.
So ATL is a project with me, Peter Gross, who's Luciano's COO, and then my wife Janelle. So we started the company in an attempt to show our diversity. So I'm a black guy, Peter's a white guy, my wife is Filipino Australian. So we wanted to highlight the diversity, but also talk about kind of the beauty of our city of Atlanta, and kind of export that to the rest of the world. And so Luciano's been a huge part of that. He originally made the magic for us. That's what we worked on. We were together, made the ATL magic. He worked on the ATL black with us. And now we're doing a bunch of cigars together, including our new release for this week, Wise Blood. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's amazing when we all look at the course that our lives take, when things happen that seem like accidents, that there really aren't any accidents. Things happen because of for reasons deeper than we can understand, and it's amazing to see how all this comes together.
Yes.
You ask about the team, right? I think the team that we are forming now are a team of people that are not just here because of a job and a pay.
Yeah.
They are here because they believe in what we do. And that's kind of, it became sort of the filter for coming and work with us. It's like, so what do you see? Right? And also sort of a playing field for many people. Our approach is completely different. When we talked to Ed, for example, I said, Ed, where do you see yourself? What do you think should be your role, and how are you going to approach all this? Because I want to dream, and I want you to engineer how this is going to be done, and you have 100% freedom to work. Same thing with Peter, same thing with like ATL. What do you guys want to work? What do you guys want to launch? So then Leroy was telling me about the book, about the movie of Wise Blood, and the whole meaning of it. I love it. And then it kind of, and then the blend starts shaping. So what if we use this? What if we change this binder for this wrapper? Why don't we kind of move towards this direction? So it's been fun, man.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I love.
Yeah. And it's a great. I mean, there's something to be said for the cigar community as a whole, and this project talks about it. There's other projects that talk about it, and we see around, mainly for us, the United States, but we see the cigar community growing, as far as I can tell, in ways that are healthy, that are purposeful, that are meaningful.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing for everybody involved, from the consumers to the salespeople, to the designers, to whatever it may be. And it's exciting for us to see, and for our viewers to see, the cigar community continue to do that, which is grow in meaningful and dedicated ways, instead of just selling and buying of cigars.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that.
That's 100%. That's the message for an affair.
Yeah.
Behind the foreign affair, there's two guys that I deeply appreciate. That maybe we should bring them over here too. So
Of course, we'd be happy to. Yeah.
Can you come with Frank over here? I want to introduce you guys.
I'm going to step by and let them get some more
Okay,
space.
sounds good. And here we have Peter, the brains behind.
Welcome, Peter. So we're live on Facebook and YouTube.
We all know no one believes that, and I'm just comfortable with that. Absolutely.
So, Peter, we got to hear a little bit from you last night about the excitement and the vision and everything. So, but for our viewers who weren't able to be at that event last night, just give us another brief synopsis of kind of what you shared with us about the vision.
Yeah, so for me, I think the vision of Luciano's family of brands is really a new way to do the cigar business.
Yeah.
I think it's Luciano is the cigar maker, and yet we have a family of brands, of which ATL is one, Foreign Affair is one, which Mike will talk about, Fiat Lux. We have all kind of collaborations, and for me, that shows me it's not about this man. Luciano is the maker. Luciano. If your listeners haven't been in an event with Luciano, they should really just stop what they're doing and find out when he's going to be somewhere next. Because the guy is going to blend like 5, 6, 7 cigars like from scratch. Like it's nothing.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Yeah.
And he didn't just do it for you, which you felt like he did. Like I've had that story so many times, because he lives and dies tobacco.
Yeah.
And so that's his job. Our job is to come out here and identify what are the stories that connect with our purpose, our why, because we have to believe in it first before we try to sell it to someone else, and then to connect with them. So it's not a sale, it's not a transaction. It's the expansion of community. That's really what we're about.
Yeah. And so, Mike, is it?
Yes, sir.
Talk to us a little bit about your because we're getting kind of everybody's story and their part in this vision. So and we know that you, along with everybody else, you are bought into and invested in this vision. So tell us a little bit about your part in it.
Absolutely. With Foreign Affair, this was kind of a project we were working on, trying to develop something different, and it really didn't have like an original journey, right? It was just kind of something we were working on, and as we went through it, we kind of realized like the cigars are what binds us. The tobacco is what binds us. The passion, the knowledge, all of it is what binds us. And what happened?
No, I said it's our common ground.
Our common ground. And the biggest thing when we went to market with the cigar was what are we going to brand this as that's authentic to us individually and as a unit and as a team. And Foreign Affair is a dedication to the barriers that are broken, the camaraderie, the globalization of the tobacco industry, the premium cigar industry. And we just kind of wanted, that's our journey. Yeah. That's how we all got here. We weren't born into this, like it wasn't like a family thing. Yeah. We created our own family. And that was the story of this. And as I talk about it more at the trade show with these guys, we're kind of explaining it. It's actually not just our journey; it's all of our journeys. Yeah. It's your journey. It's everyone here because this is what binds us. Yeah. This is what makes us whole and makes us family. Yeah. And I couldn't be more excited and proud of the collaboration and Luciano working with us, being the blenders, and it really is surreal. And I'm honored just to be on the show talking about it with you guys right now.
Yeah, the passion is clear from all of you guys, and we met last night briefly. I'm so sorry I don't recall your name. Yeah. So Frank, again, kind of the same question. Your feelings about being involved in this vision and the part that you play to keep it going.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to work with this team, Luciano, Michael, the rest of the team behind Luciano Cigars and ATL. The follow-up from Michael saying, with this blend, we wanted to unite people even further. If you're a person that has a lighter palate or a person that wants to smoke a stronger cigar, this cigar, Foreign Affair, fits all palates. So it can unite people even more on top of what cigars already do.
Yeah, there's so much heart and there's so much excitement going on around this right now. As you guys look, because we're early in the year, so as you guys look ahead to the rest of 2023, what's the 30,000 foot view of the desire throughout the year?
I would say that people will be very surprised with the new business model that we are developing, and I'll explain using an analogy. You see a lot of acquisitions happening, right? We just saw a big one.
That's right. Yeah.
And people are craving legitimacy. They want to see who is behind that brand, that blend, the company. And usually they either do a management buyout agreement with no compete, or they will bring someone from outside to represent the brand. Right? What if we can create the incubators of actually a brand that has a real story, and the real people are connected with our company for history, forever. We're gonna see more of this happen. Yeah. So we all own the brand, but everything is manufactured at our factory. Everything is distributed by us. But these guys can go out now and tell their story. It's not Luciano going every single store and representing 20 something brands. Yeah. Each brand has its own personality, has its own people telling a real true story. I think that's the beauty of it. And of course you see some of these projects coming throughout the year. Yeah. You see some line expansions, you see some we're going to start doing something that we want to be very careful with, which is limited editions. Okay. We're going to have some celebratory limited editions that we tend to have in different partnerships. Yeah. So we're excited. We have another launch this year. We have a couple of new things for PCA, and here we are, man. The new factory too. We just had another factory to our company that will be developing private labels, and also as well as the Maria Lucia and some other lines that will be done there. Partnerships with other makers. So it's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, it's exciting. I know it's exhausting at the same time, but we look forward to what the rest of the year brings and beyond. Thank you guys all so much for taking time to talk to us today.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys so much. We'll see you again soon.